My sister and I were very cat and dog, you know, polar opposites. Like, you know, she thought the sky was blue, I thought the sky was black. We just, yeah, we were weird, but we were very close. Also, we got a lot of time to bond, and we understood each other, all right? The grief was very interesting because I had to experience the grief immediately after I decided to leave my job.
It happened at that same time?
At the same time. So I had to hide that from my mom. I had to hide from my mom that I had left my job.
Oh my
because I also had to
gosh.
manage her frustrations. You know, you can't have a parent who's just lost a child and this one just, you know, decided to say, no, I'm cool with this job. You know how parents are.
And you
know?
quit the job to make the video.
You know, what? I'm a video. You know, so I had to, I mean, my mom only found out, I think, 2 years after my resignation. Now, Connor threw a newspaper article.
That is a 2-year lie.
Through a newspaper article, and she was like, how about Silana wena uye kumsebenzi Sipho uye kanjani? I asked me, "Mama, newspaper mara." And I was like, no man, let me actually just tell my mom, dude, I left my job 2 years ago, but look at you, you've been fine. I've been able to do everything. I'm still afloat. I'm okay, you know. And only then, now mind, I still manage my mom. Even now, my mom still thinks I work somewhere. I report to an office at 8 a.m. and I knock off at 5 p.m. She still has that. So I try to maintain that as best as I can because that's what makes sense to her. She doesn't understand quite. I'm shooting videos and I'm doing this and whatnot. She's like, okay, yeah, nice side hustle. When last? The grief was crazy, man, because I'm the sort of person who sort of tries to bury things. And I remember just blacking out one day, you know, because it just all started coming. Yo, we lost my sister, you know. So it was hard to navigate, but I had to also be very, very strong for my mother. You know, my mom has suffered quite a lot of trauma. She's experienced a lot of trauma, so I had to hold the fort because I couldn't also crumble. But I am very fortunate to have a very, very safe circle around me, a circle that keeps me accountable also to be like, are you taking on too much? You're not grieving. Calm down. You need to start and process. You need to deal with this. You need to, you know. So, yeah, it wasn't easy to navigate, but we pulled through.